Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you the first things that I recommend doing after setting up your Motorola Moto Edge 60 Fusion. And let's begin by connecting to the Wi-Fi. And most probably you already have done that, but if you haven't, then it'll be needed for the further steps. So I'm just gonna click on finish because I have just finished the setup. Let's go to the home screen and search for the settings. There's lots of like tips or whatever it wants me to see, but let's get to the settings, network and internet and Wi-Fi. Then make sure that Wi-Fi is enabled and select a Wi-Fi network you want to connect to. Now, once that's done, let's go all the way down until you can find system updates. Now, click on check for updates and it will start checking for available updates on your device. And updating your phone is very important. It's important because it makes sure your phone runs smoothly, securely, and has the newest features. So if there's any update available here, you can just click on download and install, and then it'll start downloading. You can still continue to use your phone while it's being downloaded, but once that's done, it'll prompt you to reboot your phone. And you can either do it now or schedule your reboot for example, the night time. Now, I'm gonna click on got it, and let's go back and add our Google account. So we can do that in the passwords, passkeys, and accounts section, and most probably you also have your Google account added. So if you have, you can just continue to the next step, but if you don't have it, then you should sign in. You will see if you are logged in under accounts for owner, you'll see any Google account, and if you don't see any, then you should log in. And why you should log in? First of all, because it'll let you download apps from the Google Play Store, which is pretty essential, I guess. And the second reason is also Find My Device service, which allows you to track and locate your lost or stolen device by using another device, signing into your Google account and opening the website, like to Find My Device or something like that. You'll probably find it once you search for it, and you will be able to either play a sound on your device if it's somewhere near you, or also track it, locate it on a map, and erase or lock it if it got stolen. So let's add the account. Just click on add account, then click on Google. Now, if you don't have an account, click on create account, but if you already have it, you can enter your email or phone number. Now I'm also gonna enter the password of camera. And select who will be using this device. If you select that your child will be using this device, then most probably the further steps will vary a bit. So most probably you're setting it up for yourself, and that's what I'm gonna select. Now click on next, and you need to agree to Google Terms of Service, Google Play Terms of Service, and the privacy policy. You can also click on these links to read it, and without agreeing, you can't add the Google account. Now it asks you if you want to back up your device data. And if you're undecided, you don't know whether or not, then I would highly recommend leaving that enabled so you don't lose your data in case anything happens to your phone. Now the account is added, so we can go to the next step, which is Play Store. In Play Store, we'll first of all update the apps. Updating your apps is important for the very same reason as updating your phone, since it makes them run smoothly, securely, newest features and all, but also some apps just won't work without an update. So let's get to the Play Store. And you can see I can click on the profile icon in top right corner, my apps and the games or my apps and device, then go to updates. I'm gonna check for these updates. I think that all of my apps are up to date, but if yours are not, then just click on update all in the top right corner, and it'll start updating, and during the update you can continue doing anything that you want on your phone. It doesn't interfere with that. So now let's set the screen lock and fingerprint. So we can we can first lock our phone so no one else besides you has access to your private data, and also the fingerprint will add some convenience into that. And let's get to the settings first. Then go to security and privacy. Now find device unlock, and if screen lock is set to swipe or none, then I would highly recommend setting a PIN, pattern or password, depending on your preference of course. And before we do that, also make sure that when you set something that it's something that you can remember, because in case you forget your PIN, pattern, password, then there will be no way to recover your phone besides erasing all its data, which we probably don't want. So please just do your best to remember your password, and I think it's still worth it, so no one else has access. And let's go to the screen lock. I'm gonna set a pattern, and I'm gonna set something simple, but feel free to set something more complicated that you still can remember, but it's harder to guess. You need to click on next, then redraw or re-enter your pattern, PIN or password, and then you can set what happens with the lock screen notifications. And I honestly prefer it to be show sensitive content only when unlocked. So when my phone is locked, I will see the names of the apps from which notifications were delivered, but I won't see the content of these notifications unless I unlock my phone. So let's set that. Then let's go to the fingerprint. So if you want to set that, this is secure and very, very convenient. Let's enter our pattern, then click on setup. Then it shows you a notice that if you're using a screen protector, there is a chance that your fingerprint may not work. And also if you change the screen protector, it's great to redo your re-enroll your fingerprint for the best accuracy. So I'm gonna click on got it, then place my finger on the fingerprint sensor, which is hidden under the screen. Just tap and lift. Now tap and lift several times until it gets the full square. And also move your finger between each scan so it scans the whole area of your fingerprint. When it says rotate your finger to recall the edges, move your finger even more. And now my fingerprint is added. I can add another if I want, but I'm actually gonna go back and click on done. And then let's go back. By the way, in fingerprint you can also change the animation styles, so maybe let's set it to no, I actually like the first one the most. Then we can also see the face unlock, which I don't recommend setting up, and I'm gonna explain why. So this phone bases only on the camera sensor on the top to use face unlocking, which isn't really secure. There are phones on the market that base on IR sensors and make it very secure. But this one bases only on the camera, which means that it can be unlocked with a photo of you or by someone who looks similar to you. That's why I don't recommend it. Now let's go back to setting up other stuff. So once we have our PIN, pattern or password set, we can activate Google Pay. And it's all up to your preference. I'm gonna explain why maybe first. So Google Pay lets you use your phone to pay in stores by tap to pay, so you don't have to have your wallet with you, or just don't have to reach out to your wallet to take your card out of it. You can just tap the phone, and it is very secure since it is bank authorized and provided by Google, and also requires your phone to be unlocked. So without a screen lock, I think you can't really set it up. And what else is important about it is that some stores in United States don't support it, like for example Walmart, but as I've noticed in Europe where I live, it actually is supported everywhere. So it just depends on a certain store. And now let's go back to the phone and let's set the Google Pay app, of course, if you want it. So let's see, we can see the wallet app. So I'm gonna open it. Then click on view wallet, and now you can, I'm gonna allow notifications and click on add to wallet. Now select payment card right here, and then you can scan your payment card with the camera or enter details manually. After that, read every notices that are written below, and you'll be able to verify your card with your bank via message or phone call probably. And later on, you will be able to pay in stores. Once your phone is unlocked, you just need to open the wallet app, which you can open from the home screen or from the control center, which I'm gonna show you now. So if you slide down from the top of your screen, it opens the notifications and controls. If you slide down again, it opens more controls. And if you click on wallet, it just opens wallet, and now you're able to pay with your card by tapping it to the reader. Now let's click on the notification that we have got. If you don't have it yet, then you'll probably get it in the future. And I really hate this notification. It says finish setting up your device, but it actually asks all the same questions that have been asked during the setup. So that's pretty weird. I don't understand why they can't just ask everything in the setup, then forget about it, but it is what it is, I guess. And let's just click on that so we get everything behind us. And click on that notification. As I said, if you don't have it, you'll probably receive it later. Okay, let's click on that. So I should click continue setup wizard. Then you can click on start, and it asks you if you want to set up using another device. You've already been asked that in the setup, but if you haven't used this option, then it's still available. And if you like want to use it, then it's best to do it now, because later that option will be unavailable. And of course you can do it with third-party apps, but it's not as reliable and as convenient as the native method. So the native method is only available once you're asked, and like during the whole process of setting up your phone, you're asked 4 times in total. This is the 3rd time, because in the initial setup you get asked twice. First is if you want to set up using another device. Second is if you want to transfer data. Now in the notification you're asked again if you want to set up using another device, and in a moment we'll probably get asked if you want to transfer data. And this is gonna be the last time. After that, the native method will be unavailable because it's not available anywhere in the settings. So if you want to use it, just select the type of device that you have and follow the instructions on screen, which are pretty intuitive. I'm gonna skip it because I don't have anything to transfer, but feel free to just transfer everything that you want, like your apps, settings, contacts, or anything else. And now it asks you if you want to connect to mobile network. So I think it's best to do it at the very beginning, so you can receive phone calls, messages, and use mobile data from the very start of using your phone. But you can do it at any time, honestly. You can also download eSIM. I'm gonna skip it for now. And now I'm gonna confirm my pattern for some reason. Then it asks me the last time if I want to copy up some data. So please think twice before you click on skip, because this is really way more convenient than any other third-party app. Then for some weird reason it asks you if you want to continue setup, and I don't want to go through the setup process for the third time. I'm just gonna continue it. I don't want to leave it to get another notification and so on. So I'm gonna click on continue, and then it asks you if you want to enable nearby share, which lets contacts and other people share files with you using the nearby share. I'm gonna agree to that. It's sort of like AirDrop on iPhones, but works across Android phones that support it. Then just click on continue when it says about Gemini. If you want to use Gemini hands-free by saying "Hey Google" out loud, then feel free to agree to that. Now it says about Google Pay, but I've already talked about it, so let's skip it. And that setup process is finished. So the last thing that we can check in the settings is the battery. In the battery, optimize charging and enable that. I would highly recommend to enable that, because it learns your charging habits and adjusts the charging patterns accordingly, which means that if you plug your phone every day at similar hours, then, for example, if you plug it in at night as you go to sleep, it'll learn that you do it for several hours and it will charge your phone up to 80%, then pause the charging and resume about an hour before you're expected to wake up. So the phone doesn't overcharge overnight and reaches that 100% shortly before you're expected to unplug your phone, and not several hours before you unplug your phone, right? So this is very a good thing, I think, and yeah, I think that I've mentioned everything that I wanted in this video. That's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.